I think we'll be making a fatal mistake if we isolate the problem in Edo. Like Mr. Jojo said, that is the general configuration of Nigerian politics, and let us say politics in Africa. On the issue of zoning, you have to look at the peculiarity of the Edo election. Because, initially, many of the political parties said, they were not going to look at the issue of zoning, but at the end of the day, they just have to give in to that. Because there are so many things you need to consider. If you are going to zone, do you zone to a minority senatorial district? Because you have to look at politics, it's a game of number. You need the numbers to win elections. And unfortunately, in Nigerian politics, we don't look at issues. Rather, we look at where is the person from. Is it my brother or my sister? They don't want to look at. That's why violence has taken over in the absence of discussion on issues. Because when you have a deficit in selling your ideas, you resort to violence. And that is why the problem in Nigerian politics has to do with violence. And then you also look at the issue of those people who have perpetrated violence in the past. What happened to them? Is it not an irony that a police officer was killed on Thursday, and by Saturday there was a ceremony where the deputy governor declared? And if you look at the ceremony around that place, you won't believe that just 2 or 3 days ago, there were some casualties. You understand my point? And then you look at the history of violence. Has anybody been seriously punished as a result of violence in politics? In 2023 in Kano State, a sitting member of House of Representatives led talks to the headquarters of a political party, and they burnt down the building with 13 living souls inside the house, the building that perished. As we speak today, the person is still sitting in the House of Representatives. So the issue of violence in that 2023 has become history. So now going back to your question of, because I just made a digression, so that we look at the issue of violence. Can we put an end to it? It's going to be very difficult, because there have not been any serious sanction to deal with the issue of those who perpetrated violence to get into office. And that will continue to be an encouragement. On the issue of zoning, like you have said, it's not going to play a very prominent role, because you look at the calculation. People are now looking at the area that has more local government. Are you following my point? That is most likely any candidate from there is going to be the candidate that will emerge. Nobody is talking about the issues. Okay, what are you going to do? What are your antecedents? You have occupied this position before. What did you do? So if we trust you with another position, what are you going to do? So I think those are the missing link which we need to focus on as we discuss issues of election. We should not emphasize on those mundane things, but on the issue of what can you do? What have you been able to do? I used to tell people, because even how many of the voters know these candidates, apart from the paparazzi or whatever you see on television. If you ask the voter, who are you going to vote for? He might not even know the name. It's a matter of, this is where they say we should go to. And that is where we need to elevate discussions about politics and elections. Let voters be educated on what is going to be in it for us if we vote for you. Going by your antecedents, what have you been able to do? The position you have occupied before, what is the capacity? Do you have it? Those are the things we should be discussing, and we should not drift toward the calculation, permutation by politician. Oh, because this zone has more votes, then let us look at push our votes there, our candidates there. So I think that is more important. The issue of, if we give you our votes, what are you going to deliver? Are we going to see what they call benefit of the dividend of democracy? Or are you going to be, like Yoruba would say, so I think those are the issues that we should be discussing.